Now let's talk about fat. Fat has a really bad rep, and fat is actually really, really good for you. Because what does fat make up? Fat in your nutrition actually is anti-inflammatory. So fat is not bad when it comes from the right source. It's just that you've been eating the wrong types of fat. So anything that says no fat or low fat, automatically think high sugar. And in fact, 50% of your total calories should actually come from fat. So good sources of fat actually will help what? Your hormones. The foundation of your hormones is all fat. So your estrogen, your testosterone, your thyroid, your adrenal glands, all of that, the foundation, your serotonin, your norepinephrine, what involves your mood, your ability to sleep, is all the foundations all around fat. It also affects mood, it affects brain function, it also affects your gastrointestinal system, and they're all anti-inflammatory. So if you can reduce inflammation inside of your body, what do you think you see? You see blood pressure start to go down. You see type 2 diabetes start to go down. In fact, type 2 diabetes is not an illness, it's an injury. So we've seen people be able to heal from type 2 diabetes, not in months or years, but in weeks, because they stop injuring themselves, they stop injuring their pancreas. It also helps your gastrointestinal system. So when we have kids who come in here and they have leaky gut, and a lot of adults have this too, they have the leaky gut, they usually don't know they have it, they have a gastrointestinal overgrowth of bacteria or a yeast infection that we can actually look at a urinalysis to be able to see. But actually what you'll see is one of the things that we do in order to start fixing it is actually giving them tons and tons and tons of fats. Now you also have L-glutamine, you have probiotics and a bunch of other things, but you cannot be healthy unless you're getting enough fat into your digestive system. So here's the bad fats. Any fat that has been altered is always bad. What I mean by altered is man says, look at this fat, we know how to make it better, let's go ahead and change it. And man has always screwed it up, always. So anything, number one, that says hydrogenated and partially hydrogenated oils. Reason why this is in a lot of foods is because it'll be more stable at room temperature. So that way it's not oily or melted at room temperature if you hydrogenate it. So this is usually going to be any kind of packaged good, ice cream or anything. In fact, if you see the Walmart brand ice cream now, they just did a study on it. They actually put it out into the warm weather and it didn't melt. That's because it's so high in hydrogenated oils. Now trans fats are actually things, margarine, synthetic butters. So which is better, butter or margarine? Butter by far and away. And then anything that turns rancid. So this is any kind of oil that has been used in the cooking process that in order to cook it, it has been heated. So oils do not have a tendency to turn rancid at higher temperatures. So these are things that have corn oil, canola oil, or anything simply labeled as a vegetable oil. So you get a bag of potato chips, they say only contains potatoes and corn oil. So it's really, really good for you. But that oil is actually a good fat or bad fat? Bad, because it's rancid. Now let's talk about this for a second, canola oil. Has any of you guys really, really know what canola is? Any of you have you guys ever seen a canola plant? Have you ever seen a farmer go out and he says, I'm harvesting my canola? Do you know why? There's no such thing as canola. Canola is an acronym for Canadian oil low acid. So canola it doesn't even exist in nature. It actually that oil comes from the genetically modified rapeseed. So that's actually a genetically modified food that they get the canola from. Stay away from it. Now, also the fats that are going to be bad are fats that come from meat, but they come from grain-fed sources. So you know how they say red meat will kill you? No way. Red meat doesn't kill you. It's grass-fed red meat, or grain-fed meat. The reason why is what's a cow supposed to eat? Grains? No, grass. So, if a farmer wants to fatten up a cow, what do they give them? Grains. And if they want to fatten up you, what are they going to feed you? Grains too. There's the proof right there. So, red meat, anything that is grass-fed actually is a healthy source of fat, but if it's from grains, then it becomes an unhealthy source. Here's the good ones. Anything that's unaltered, extra virgin olive oil, extra virgin. Means it hasn't been heated. But you do not cook with olive oil. You put it on afterwards, so it never should be to the point that it simmers. How about avocados and avocado oil? Coconut oil. You can cook with coconut oil, you can heat it to high temperatures, and it never turns rancid. Coconut oil is amazing. That's something that you should actually be cooking with. You can put it on your skin, you can swish your mouth with it, you can do amazing things with coconut oil. Raw nuts, seeds, and oils, they have to be raw. If you go and get cashews, and they've been baked or cooked, they're cooking them in what? Rancid fat, so they have to be raw. Raw cheese and raw yogurt, if it's coming from a grass-fed source, is good. Grass-fed meats, grass-fed eggs, or free-range eggs, cage-free eggs, or even whole milk that comes from grass-fed cows is okay. Not the skim milk, but the whole milk. Because when it's skim milk, what happens? Take off all the fat and all you leave is the sugar. Now, fatty fish are the best. They should be Pacific or wild. The reason why, the Pacific Ocean is clean, the Atlantic Ocean is dirty. A lot of toxicity, a lot of mercury in it. Wild means that it was caught in the wild, but most of the stuff that you get, especially at restaurants, is farm-raised. And guess what the fish are fed? Grains, or they're fed the other dead fish in the form of fish pellets. So, salmon, small fish, sardines, typically the smaller the better. The larger they are, they're on the upper end of the food chain, so the more toxic they're going to be too.